New on 4 News Now at 6, scammers are targeting local Medicare beneficiaries offering free genetic testing. We'll explain the signs to look out for coming up.
If you didn't get a chance to get outside today, we still have plenty of sunny, warm weather on the way. I'll show you how warm it's going to get in your First Alert forecast.
And scraps under fire accused of wasting taxpayers' dollars. We investigate the claims and explain exactly which services you're actually paying for. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. A scam alert you need to know about tonight and is targeting Medicare beneficiaries, offering free genetic testing. In exchange, those scammers ask for your Medicare number. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Derek Dice. The scam has made its way around the nation, including here in Spokane. Our Jordan Smith shows us what to be on the lookout for and how much these scammers have already pocketed.
Well, this is a type of fraud that's been making the rounds for about 5 years. Basically, scammers pose as Medicare representatives and offer free screenings or genetic testing to try to get your Medicare information. The Inspector General's office says these representatives are all over. Public events, health fairs, you might even see them going door to door. Beneficiaries are assured that these tests are free and covered by Medicare, but these tests are often medically unnecessary, and once these scammers have your information, they often bill for additional medical tests as well. If Medicare denies the claim, the beneficiary could be responsible for the full cost of the test, which could run in the thousands of dollars. But how does the scammer get paid? The recruiters arrange for doctors who, in exchange for money, sign off on the genetic tests so labs can process them. The lab processes the tests, then bills the Medicare program. And once Medicare pays the lab shares those proceeds with the recruiters. It's hard to say exactly how much money is pocketed, but in 2019, the Inspector General's office brought charges against 35 people for their involvement in a healthcare scheme that involved $2.1 billion in losses. So how can you stay safe? The Inspector General's office says to be cautious of anyone offering a free genetic test. If a genetic test kit is mailed to you, don't accept it. Refuse delivery and be sure to return it to the sender. And be very cautious of any unsolicited requests for Medicare information. If anyone outside your doctor's office requests it, do not provide it. And it sounds obvious not to provide this information, but these people can sound convincing. So when in doubt, call your doctor's office. In studio, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
All right, Jordan, thank you. Some breaking news out of Spokane. A man is now walking free after being accused of beating a woman, stabbing her, and then leaving her for dead. Police say officers were called to Alki and Fisk last Friday night. They found a woman badly bleeding in an isolated area near a car. Seeing that she'd been stabbed in the leg, officers tried to slow the bleeding with 2 tourniquets. They say she also had new injuries to her face. Doctors at the hospital say the officers' quick actions likely saved her life. That night, police arrested Joshua Rudolph for assault and unlawful imprisonment. Rudolph made his first court appearance Tuesday, and a commissioner released him on his own recognizance. All right, we're taking a live look here at One Spokane Stadium, where the Velocity will be playing their first ever home game this Saturday against the Richmond Kickers. Chris Crocker joins us now, and it looks like fans will have just about perfect weather for the big match, Chris.
It is going to be a beautiful afternoon to be in downtown Spokane. This is your Saturday forecast for downtown. Kickoff is at 2 o'clock, 59 degrees, but it will be in the 50s throughout the afternoon, heading to a high temperature in the 60s. We'll be at 60 by 3, and we'll warm up even a little more from there. Another fun thing going on in downtown Spokane this weekend, we have the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Boy, we've had all kinds of weather for that parade. I'll take this every single time. 52 degrees when the parade gets started at noon with sunshine in Coeur d'Alene. The parade gets underway at 3 in the afternoon on Saturday with temperatures close to 60 degrees at parade time. Wear your sunblock as you head out this weekend. Our high temperatures for tomorrow will be in the 50s, 55 in Spokane, 54 degrees in Coeur d'Alene. These temperatures are above average. 48 is our average high, but we'll start off with a cool morning down below freezing with some patchy morning fog. I'll be back with the rest of your weekend forecast and let you know when the Clouds and showers will return in your 7-day outlook in just a few minutes, Derek.
Well, LGBTQ history is one step closer to becoming part of the curriculum in Washington schools. The bill is currently on Governor Jay Inslee's desk. If signed, it would require education officials to update learning standards to include the histories, perspectives, and contributions of LGBTQ plus people. School boards would also be asked to adopt a curriculum that includes the perspectives and experiences of marginalized groups. It's important to note that this doesn't just apply to race or sexual orientation. It would also include viewpoints from different socioeconomic backgrounds. To learn more about the bill, including why some lawmakers think it would be harmful to children, look for this story on KXLY.com. Well, these are 8-foot by 40-foot Connex boxes, or large containers that are being transformed into homes for wildfire survivors in Elk. Marissa Rio takes us inside one and explains why people in the community say they desperately need them.
This may look like just a box, but once you open these doors, this can be a house for wildfire survivors who lost everything. Volunteers are still working on completing the homes, but progress has been made. Last time we did the story, there were only 2 container homes. Now there are 5. Permits have also been approved. While this took longer than expected, the need for these homes hasn't diminished.
The gentleman I was just speaking with, he has to go back and forth to a rental place basically just to shower and to do laundry and things like that. And he's got kids. And so it's a big deal. It's a lot of commuting.
A woman who lost everything in the Oregon Road fire says she hopes to receive one of these. She is now living in her 5th wheel, which is smaller than the container homes.
I have no room to really move around, and actually I fell down one night and broke 5 ribs. Yeah, so that was horrible. Ended up in the hospital for a while, and so I have to be very careful when I walk around in there.
Dawn says these will be equipped with everything, a bathroom, kitchen, and washer and dryer, something Debbie says will give her independence back.
I have a friend who lives down in Elk. Her name's Linda, and I go down there and take her my clothes, and she does them for me. And then I go down and pick them up. I want my own washer and dryer again.
Now that they have all the permits, Dawn says they hope to finish these and get them out to people within the next 30 days. Once these are given out, they hope to build more. Plus, he says they now have the blueprint for how to make these up to code. And an official with the state tells me they are interested in possibly using these for future disasters. For ways that you can make a difference, visit our website at KXLY.com. Reporting in Elk, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Well, more help could soon be on the way for families impacted by the Oregon Road and Gray fires, with the state legislature passing a bill to help with long-term recovery assistance. If signed, the Commerce Department would establish a disaster relief payment program for property owners. It would also require relief payments to first go to low or moderate income households. Well, gang violence is spreading all across Haiti, leaving thousands of Americans trapped.
Every night that we were there, you could hear the gunfire.
Coming up, what the federal government is doing to make sure they make it back to the U.S. safely, and claims that Scraps hasn't been providing the services Spokane Valley taxpayers have paid for. Why Scraps says this is not the case. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
Save your green! Introducing permanent year-round outdoor lighting. Heating, cooling, and electric.
Hi, I'm Mike from Mechanics Pride Tire and Automotive.
We've been in business now for 34 years. We built this company on honesty, integrity, and we are here for you and your entire family.
We have 3 locations here in town, one downtown on the South Hill and one out in the valley off of Pines. Customer service is our #1 priority.
At Mechanics Pride Tire and Automotive,
our pride is your satisfaction.
Okay, which Taylor Swift songs that weren't in the original film are now included in the Eras Tour Taylor's version on Disney+? Well, tomorrow, we're gonna tell you and reveal a new song only on Good Morning America. Thanks, Taylor.
Bounced from one doctor to the next. Did they even send my lab work? Wait, was I supposed to bring that? Then there's the forms, the bills, the nota bills, the... Press forward and repeat these options.
Healthcare can get a whole lot easier when your medical records, care, and coverage are in one place. At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together for all that is you.
Elegant, the water wizard of Oz.
$17 a day is the average cost to taxpayers to house one of these animals. The Spokane County Regional Animal Protection Service is funded by your tax dollars. But in recent weeks, Scraps has come under scrutiny by some members of the community who claim Scraps has violated its contract and is not providing the services you're paying for. Hunter Bertram went inside to investigate these claims.
Within a building on Trent Avenue in Spokane Valley lies this. Nearly 100 animals seeking a home. But this service comes at a cost paid by you.
Do you have an average time of stay for the animal at the facility before they're placed in the community or euthanized?
Last year, I believe that dogs was 52 days as an average length of stay. So, and then cats was 190.
That comes to an estimated $884 to house a single dog. For cats, that's over $3,000. And not to say these costs can't fluctuate. Emergency medical bills, longer stays, sickness can all cost more, which is why some have spoken out to ensure your money is being spent correctly.
The public is maybe not being served as well as they could be.
Tim is part of local animal advocacy group Underground Rainbow that claims Scraps is not totally honoring its contract. From missing hours of operation to not reporting dogs taken in and not responding to calls for service.
Scraps tells me there's a lot of confusion over what their function is, and they sympathize for those who might think they can turn a lost dog in compared to what they actually are able to take in.
I think the biggest piece is folks kind of confuse us with the role of a shelter or a sanctuary, maybe even a rescue. And while we do have an area for kennels, Scraps' primary role is that of the animal enforcement.
During my time at Scraps, staff explained to me that they only can take in what meets their criteria. Dogs and cats who are hurt, abused, or are aggressive. Not just someone's dog who gets loose, especially if Scraps is at capacity. Scraps also says the claims that are being made don't have any validity, saying they can prove anything to anyone who asks through documents and records. In Spokane Valley, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
Had a great morning today at Meade High School, where Mrs. Donahoe's class invited me to spend the morning talking about whether they'd been studying the weather hard already. Their favorite season, we took a vote, summer, and we have some almost summer-like weather on the way. I guess spring. Might feel like summer this weekend, though. I'll tell you all about it after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Slam dunk a deal on 170 new Kias at George Gia Kia.
Classic roast beef and crispy fish? Just 2 for $6? If Arby's wasn't already at Arby's, it'd be on its way to Arby's right now. Arby's, we have the meat.
Introducing the Chevy family of SUVs. Do more with tech. Do more with safety. Do more with style. The Chevy family of SUVs. There's one for everything you do. Get 1.9% financing on select popular Chevy SUVs when you finance with GM Financial.
See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun Embrace the surprises and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
It's time to beat the summer rush for your new fence installation or automation installation. Plus, save 15% on all retail stock materials during the Northwest Fence Early Spring Sale. Nobody builds them better.
From Lincoln Center Theater that brought you The King and I and South Pacific comes a sumptuous new revival of the most perfect musical of all time, My Fair Lady. The New York Times calls it thrilling, glorious, and better than it ever was. Bartlett Shear's glowing production is enthralling. Don't miss the smashing, jubilant Lincoln Center Theater production of My Fair Lady.
April 2nd through 7th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets on sale now at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Oh, Arby's brown sugar bacon. You always know just what to say. Arby's, we have the meat.
Happy Pie Day! Woo!
She is pumped for that pie. It is March 14th, which is known as Pi Day because of the mathematical constant known as pi. You can see part of the full number at the bottom of your screen right now. And check this out. Hundreds of people lined up for the chance to score a sweet deal. Birdie's Pie Shop was offering its local pies for just $3.14. We were there just a few minutes after its opening this morning.
If they're not all sold out by the time I get there, I was hoping to get some creme brulee pie. That's like probably going to be my favorite, but I don't know. I'm planning on getting like 12 different pies.
Kylie Shaver and her grandpa got in line nearly 2 hours before opening. We hope she scored one of those creme brulee pies. That sounds delicious, by the way. We also heard one person was in line for over 2.5 hours. That means they were camping out starting at 7:30 for a 10 o'clock opening. You're a math gal.
I am.
I bet you go deep on pi.
Yes.
I go about the 3.14159.
Put me on the spot. I can't. I'll embarrass the family if I did. Yeah, I'll stay with that. Oh my goodness, I've got some other numbers in my head right now,
60s.
Derek, and they are in the 60s. Yes, let's take a look at 4 things to know about your weather. The possibility of some morning fog on Friday morning. Otherwise, a sunny, warm day. Even warmer weather for the weekend with highs in the 60s, and that's going to continue through the start of next week. Our high pressure is beginning to build in. We've been in a northerly flow that's kept things on the cool side in North Idaho, western Montana, and we're just started to warm up in Spokane today, and that trend is going to continue through the weekend as this ridge of high pressure takes over. Temperatures the warmest that we've been so far this season, and into the 60s for the first time this season starting on Saturday. Here's a look at our temperature trend. This black line right here is our average high. It's at 48 right now. It will be in the lower 40s by early next week, or excuse me, 50s by early next week. But we're heading into the 60s through Tuesday. It looks like right now our warming trend will peak Tuesday, and then we start to dip. 58 or 56, still above average on Thursday, but the trend, and this is starting to grow, starting to snowball, if you will, for March 22nd through the 28th. We're in that slightly medium color of blue, indicating below average temperatures, still in the light green, but a growing consensus of above average precipitation for that time. We need that snowpack. That's good news. We're going to hang on to the last of our ski season since it got off to a slow start. So both of these things welcome, especially considering we have got numerous opportunities to enjoy some pretty spring weather. 55 Friday, 62 on Saturday, and then we're in the mid-60s for St. Patrick's Day, Sunday and Monday. The first day of spring, the vernal equinox, is on Tuesday with a high of 65. Overnight lows, meanwhile, will be down below freezing tonight, and then we'll start to see those temperatures overnight climb, even some temperatures in the 40s by the time we're into early next week. I'll be back in the next half hour with your ski report, Derek. See how the ski hills are faring with this warmer, sunnier weather.
All right, sounds good. Well, a report from USA Today Homefront says Spokane is one of the most climate resilient cities in the country. But what exactly does that mean? Meteorologist Matt Gray is here to explain.
All right, Derek, thank you. And out of 96 U.S. cities in this study, Spokane was ranked 3rd most climate resilient. In other words, it's one of the safest places to live when it comes to the ever-looming climate change. The first part of this, well, not being on the coast. Many coastal cities, as you can kind of see here, rank pretty low on this list because of the added risk from sea level rise, hurricanes, and then there's California. River flooding, also not a major risk in Spokane, but certainly is in many other parts of the country. Now, a big threat from climate change, especially in the West, is water supply. We know about this, and despite being in a semi-arid climate, Spokane has a huge benefit because below us is the Spokane Valley Raft and Prairie Aquifer, and we get long periods of dry weather. That thing really helps out. Meanwhile, places like the Blue Mountains, or say you work your way into the Columbia Irrigation Project and over to western Montana, they're projected to have very high water stress levels as the climate continues to warm through the 2050s. But the risk in Spokane, because of the aquifer in part, will stay relatively the same with that natural reservoir. Now, Spokane is also ranked highly by FEMA when it comes to just vulnerability to natural disasters in general, with low or very low risks for many types of severe weather. Not all, though, as you can see on your screen there. Being in a good spot to ride out climate change does not mean there are no risks, as you can see by the chart here. Heat waves and wildfires, some of the things we are the most at risk of. And it just so happens that those are some of the things that have been most closely linked to climate change by scientific research. So if you want to increase your own climate resiliency, air conditioning and planting some trees for shade definitely going to go a long way around here.
All right, Matt, thank you. Don't miss stories like these from Matt. Sign up for his newsletter, The Brainstorm, on KXLY.com to understand the science behind the weather each week. All right, today is World Kidney Day. Find out how you can protect your health from the leading cause of death and a silent killer that is kidney disease.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
We're the easiest way to shop for floors, and going on now is our Carpet One Teal Tag Sale, where you can save up to $1,000 on new floors. Special financing is available.
2 locations, Flooring Outlet and Sandpoint Furniture Carpet One.
All aboard, sisters. The sequel to the smash hit Menopause the Musical is about to set sail. Cruising through the change is the can't-miss ultimate girls' night out. Menopause the Musical has been seen by more than 17 million fans worldwide. This hilarious sequel features parodies of your favorite hits from the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Coming to Spokane on March 23rd for one performance at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
It's here. It's now. The Grand National RV Show at R&R RV North Spokane, March 14th through the 23rd. Shop over 140 RVs inside the West Coast's largest indoor showroom. Motorhomes, camper vans, fifth wheels, and trailers. The time to buy is now. The Grand National RV Show, March 14th through the 23rd, indoors at R&R RV North Spokane. Special show pricing, giveaways, and food vendors on site. Visit rnrrv.com.
Do you have property damage? Burke's Restoration provides full-service emergency response for residential and commercial disasters. Wind damage? Burke's can handle that. Is flooding your problem? Burke's Restoration knows just what to do. Fire or smoke damage? Call Burke's today. You didn't plan on a disaster, but you have a choice on who restores it. Choose the best. Burke's Restoration takes care of fire, smoke, wind, or water damage and more. Tell your insurance company you choose Burke's Restoration. Call or click today.
We love our house, but lately we've been feeling a little cramped.
So we talked to ICCU about a new home loan. The process was super quick, and we got a really great rate.
We start house hunting tomorrow.
Preferably something with a bigger garage.
We're the easiest way to shop for floors, and going on now is our Carpet One Teal Tag Sale, where you can save up to $1,000 on new floors. Special financing is available.
2 locations, Flooring Outlet and Sandpoint Furniture Carpet One.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
You'll soon start seeing these symbols on a bunch of different gadgets like smart home devices, baby monitors, and other common electrics. The label is meant to help buyers pick out connected appliances that voluntarily meet rigorous cybersecurity standards. Electronics makers and retailers in the program include LG, Samsung, Best Buy, and Amazon. You should begin seeing these labels on store shelves by the end of the year. Vice President Kamala Harris stopped by an abortion clinic in Minnesota today. It comes as abortion access and reproductive rights are among the top issues for many voters. ABC's Rena Roy explains.
Vice President Kamala Harris touching down in Minnesota in the White House's fight for women's reproductive rights. Harris touring a women's health clinic that offers reproductive resources like abortion care and birth control.
I'm here at this health care clinic to uplift the work that is happening in Minnesota as an example of what true leadership looks like.
Minnesota has taken several steps to protect reproductive care since the fall of Roe v. Wade in 2022. Last year, Governor Tim Walz signing a bill protecting the right to an abortion in the state constitution, making the state a safe haven for women seeking care. The visit is believed to be the first of its kind made by a president or vice president, and it's the latest stop on Harris's reproductive rights tour that began in January on what would have been the 51st anniversary of Roe v. Wade. Democrats playing up their opposition to the rollback of abortion rights in an effort to help re-elect President Biden in November.
How dare these elected leaders believe they are in a better position to tell women what they need, to tell women what is in their best interest.
In a recent ABC News Ipsos poll, 47% of Americans saying they approve of President Biden's handling of abortion care, compared to 35% saying the same of former President Donald Trump. This issue likely one of many key motivators as voters make their decisions this election year.
And this comes just a week after Alabama Governor Kay Ivey signed a new law protecting IVF treatments in the state in response to the state Supreme Court ruling that frozen embryos are legally children. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Around the world tonight, Marines are rushing to rescue Americans trapped in Haiti as violence spreads across the country. Gang violence increased in the city of Port-au-Prince after the prime minister announced his resignation. The announcement followed threats to overthrow the government from Haiti's most powerful gang leader, Jimmy Cherizier, known as Barbecue.
Come and get some, they need to come and get all.
Every day I wake up thinking, Lord, please send us a chopper. Please send us an airplane that's going to come and rescue us today.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with regional Caribbean leaders, saying he expects a transition council to come together soon. Cherizier had said there would be a truce if the prime minister resigned, but the Miami Herald is reporting he dismissed that transitional council. Well, it's going to be a busy weekend in downtown Spokane with the St. Patrick's Day Parade. First, the Velocity home game and a middle school state basketball tournament coming up. The impact these events have on local businesses next on 4 News Now at 6:30.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Fishing trip hit a snag. Won't stop us. In a Nissan SUV, adventure begins where the road ends.
Drive a Nissan SUV. Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue, or get 2.9% financing for 60 months on Pathfinder.
Slash presents Serpent Festival, a celebration of the blues. Saturday, July 6th, BECU Live at Northern Quest, starring Slash, Warren Hayes, Samantha Fish, and Eric Gales. Don't miss an all-star night of blues for one night only. Serpent Festival, Saturday, July 6th, BECU Live at Northern Quest. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at northernquest.com. Serpent Festival, produced by Live Nation.
It's Click It RV's huge open house show and sale going on now with top manufacturers like Forest River, Winnebago, Thor, Jayco, StarCraft, and more. With super low interest rates, 0 down, and no payments till July. Enter to win $30,000 in cash or a new 2023 StarCraft trailer. There's huge savings on motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and more. So beat the spring rush and don't miss this huge open house sale at Click It RV. 1 mile past the Y on the Newport Highway.
How clean is your humidifier? Next, Inside Edition. They're great at treating colds, but could a dirty humidifier be making you sick?
I was losing my voice all the time.
What could be inside your humidifier if you don't clean it?
Would you like to see what the results are?
Then, what happened to her pants? Can you believe this is the latest fashion craze? Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Well, here is a live look at the podium, which will be filled with young basketball players this weekend. And One Spokane Stadium will be buzzing with fans for the Velocity's first home match on Saturday. And we'll soon find out which men's teams will play in the NCAA tournament at the arena next week. Now, because of these 3 facilities, millions of dollars are coming to Spokane, helping local businesses. Peter Choi is live overlooking the stadium. And Peter, it's March Madness of a different kind.
Yeah, exactly, Derek. Every hotel room and every restaurant reservation are all booked out for weeks. I spoke to hotel manager today, and he says when the weekend comes, it's all hands on deck.
Hotel manager at the Holiday Inn Hotel on North River Drive in downtown.
The impact is pretty large.
General manager says it's been busy with more out-of-state visitors.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, yeah, it just picks up pretty quick.
All thanks to sporting events this year.
A lot of these athletes have parents that are traveling in to see them, grandma and grandpa.
When the weekend comes, it's all hands on deck here.
It is usually typically pretty busy in March, but this March seems like it's a lot more compacted. There's a lot more people coming in than there has been previously.
16,000 athletes and 37,000 fans are expected to come to Spokane for games just in March. Across the street, local restaurant Osprey.
Every single week and weekend, all the community is full of people here to have a good time and celebrate their sports.
Says the downtown buzzing from big events.
These folks come into town, I see them carrying shopping bags and retail, and they're in and out of everything.
It's the best part of being in hospitality, is having all these different people coming in from different areas and getting to meet them and getting to know them just a little bit better. But being up on the hill here.
And there, starting tomorrow, the podium will be filled with the young middle school basketball players, and more sports are coming to Spokane this month. And find out when and where on our website, kxly.com. Live in Spokane tonight, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Yeah, my younger son's team playing in that middle school state basketball tournament. And of course, this weekend is also St. Patrick's Day, and there are tons of things happening around the city. On Saturday, the annual Spokane St. Patrick's Day Parade will spread green cheer throughout downtown. Organizers say they're expecting their biggest turnout yet. Natalie Grant sits down with members of the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick to talk about the parade and Spokane's ties to the Irish community. You can catch that tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest starting at 5 a.m. or on KXLY.com. if you happen to sleep in. All right, here's a live look of a packed Spokane arena where country music superstar Blake Shelton is performing tonight. Chris, I believe you're heading over there after this newscast,
I might, peek in and see what's happening over at the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena this evening. Indeed, Blake Shelton. We were talking about St. Patrick's Day Parade, and I just want to let you know that the weather is going to be perfect, whether you're going to the parade Saturday in Spokane or Saturday in Coeur d'Alene. Temperatures in the 50s at the parade start time. Blue skies, sunshine, light winds, and it should be a blast. Otherwise, here are 4 things to know about your forecast. Some fog in the morning on Friday, and then once that's gone, we're looking at a sunny, warm day with temperatures more than 5 degrees above average, but it's going to be even warmer for the weekend with high temperatures in the 60s. Here's a look at your Friday forecast, high of 55. We will be down below freezing to start the day in most locations, but that may be our last day below freezing for a little while as we warm up in the 7-day forecast. I'll have that for you, plus your ski report in just a few minutes. Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Spokane Valley City Hall is weeks away from repairing the extensive damage to its 5-year-old building. Not long after it opened its doors, several defects were found in the $14 million structure, including a wall that was sinking into the ground. After a long road, repairs are expected to be wrapped up by the end of April.
Outside, we're just waiting for the brick to dry up from all the wet weather, and then we'll clean and seal that brick. We'll restore our landscaping and irrigation, and we'll be all wrapped up.
Repairs have cost the city upwards of $5 million. They're currently suing the Meridian Construction, the main contractor, along with several other companies which helped construct that original building. A heads up for Coeur d'Alene drivers, the eastbound I-90 off-ramp to Sherman Avenue will be closed much of next week. Beginning on Monday, the exit will be closed for tree removal between 6 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. Those closures will happen daily through next Thursday. The Idaho Transportation Department is recommending drivers take exit 14 instead. Well, today is World Kidney Day, a global campaign aimed at raising awareness of the importance of our kidneys. In the U.S., an estimated 37 million people are affected by kidney disease. It kills more people than both breast and prostate cancer, according to the National Kidney Foundation. CNN's Michael Yoshida has more.
I walked into the doctor's office thinking I had the flu and was told at the time both of my kidneys had shut down.
Anthony Tuggle received a kidney transplant nearly 25 years ago. Kidney diseases are a leading cause of death in the United States, according to the CDC, with more than 1 in 7 U.S. adults having chronic kidney disease or CKD.
And the message that we need to get out is people need to know their kidney health. It's not a normal conversation you have with your doctor. You don't ask your doctor, how's my kidneys doing?
CKD happens when the kidneys are damaged and lose their ability to keep you healthy by filtering waste and toxins from your blood.
Kidney disease is a silent disease, so by the time you develop symptoms, you really are in kidney failure, and it's an irreversible damage.
Dr. Sylvia Rosas says early detection and action are key, like diet, exercise, medications, and treating risk factors such as diabetes and high blood pressure. But once kidneys fail, dialysis or a transplant is needed.
Transplantation is the only therapy right now that gives you your kidney function back.
As for Anthony,
my current kidney has lasted 24 years and about 10 months, and it recently failed 2 weeks ago.
He's now back on dialysis and the transplant list.
I'm going to be out front and share this journey with everyone with hopes that someone will hear my journey and learn from it.
I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Well, the holidays are still months away, but the nonprofit Vanessa Behan is already hard at work setting up their Santa Express event.
The women behind me are all our auxiliary members who throughout the year are raising money, doing shopping, setting up our store that runs from November to December, where kids can come and shop and surprise their parents or their teachers on Christmas Day with just a little thank you gift of some sort that they have picked out.
Today, the organization received a $1,000 check from TDS Fiber to help organizers set up this year's event. Well, the Seattle Seahawks could have a new starting quarterback next season. The major shakeup to the roster coming up next in sports. And TikTok's parent company may have to sell the platform so the app doesn't get banned in the U.S. Which former Trump cabinet member is now considering buying it? Next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Weeknights on MeTV. Watch Andy Griffith at 8, The Beverly Hillbillies at 9, and Green Acres at 9:30.
You can find MeTV over the air on MeTV 4.2.
Fresh out of Papa Murphy's kitchen, the limited time triple pet pizza.
Actually, it's fresh out of my oven.
Dad, it's just an expression.
Giant, classic, and mini cup pepperoni? Now that is an expression.
Order the triple pep today.
So here it is, Northern Quest's best car ever.
Shotgun.
Anton already called it.
You can play a game of pig for it.
It's your funeral. Fine, but we're playing hippopotamus.
Play daily to win a brand new Mercedes-Benz, only at Northern Quest.
Want free college or career training? It's possible.
Fishing trip hit a snag. Won't stop us. In the Nissan SUV, adventure begins where the road ends.
Drive a Nissan SUV. Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue, or get 2.9% financing for 60 months on Pathfinder.
Anything else?
Yeah, can I get some napkins?
Sure. That'll be $1.
For a napkin?
Ridiculous, right? You know what else doesn't make sense? Some people are still paying for their checking accounts. Some places it's $12 a month. At P1FCU, we believe some things should just be free. Open your Ascend checking with tons of great benefits at p1fcu.org/free.
Fresh out of Papa Murphy's kitchen, the limited time triple pet pizza.
Actually, it's fresh out of my oven.
Dad, it's just an expression.
Giant, classic, and mini cup pepperoni? Now that is an expression.
Order the triple pep today.
It cannot wait. I'm yours.
Well, Jason Mraz and the Super Band will be playing at the festival at Sandpoint on Friday, August 2nd. He'll be joined by the Molly Miller Trio. For more information and a link to buy tickets, just go to KXLY.com. They keep announcing, you know, artists, like a new one, like every week, getting people hyped up. It's always a cool event up there.
Yeah, and I think that would be a good vibe for that location. Super mellow, fun. I love it.
We're loving this weather right now.
I was going to say, days of the Sandpoint Festival, that doesn't seem so far away with weather like this, but don't miss out on some of the best skiing of the season. I'm doing the ski report right now, and some interesting things. First of all, every resort had a big jump from last week. We are hitting our highest numbers at the base right now as we are warming up in the valleys. The snow is really piled up in the mountains. 98 inches at the base, or at the top at Schweitzer. Lookout Pass. They've got fun things going on for St. Patrick's Day, including some corned beef in the lodge. They do some good cooking at Lookout Pass. Silver Mountain, 86 inches. Mount Spokane, this is your warning. This is your last weekend of night skiing, and it is not going to be a very cold night tonight and tomorrow night and Saturday night if you are going night skiing. What a fun way to spend the evening. Also, they've got their spring event happening on Saturday. Lots of fun. And look at 49 degrees north. Hit the century mark, 100 inches of snow, and may still add on to these totals because we have got some more wet weather coming in the extended forecast. And these sunny days, they don't melt a lot of snow. These warm sunny days, the radiation from the sun bounces off that white surface. It's very reflective, and so you don't get the melting that you would during a Pineapple Express or a rain, where it's rainy and warm and windy. Fun fact from Schweitzer Mountain, this is interesting. March, and here we are only halfway through, has been the snowiest month of the season so far with 68 inches of snow, and we're only, halfway through. February, the entire month, was the second snowiest with 64 inches, but more than a foot of that happened on Leap Day. So we are really putting the snow at the end of the season here. And we're not going to see any snow for the next several days. wear your sunscreen if you're going skiing, because you will get a goggle burn that will last for months. We have high pressure in control. That's going to keep the atmosphere very still. Again, windy conditions melt the snow, so it should be nice and soft. Those groomers will be pristine for you if you are going skiing. Overnight lows tonight will be down below freezing around the region. 30 in Deer Park, 28 at Spirit Lake. We'll be right at freezing in Coeur d'Alene, Liberty Lake, Spokane Valley, and downtown Spokane with some patchy fog. You may have to scrape some windshields tomorrow morning, but sleep in even a little bit. That sun will take care of the frost for you, because we are headed up not into the 60s anywhere in the metro area, but getting very, very close, and we'll easily make it into the 60s this weekend and beyond. Our warming trend actually peaks, appropriately enough, on the first day of spring at 65 degrees. Then we'll start cooling down again. But in the meantime, what a weekend. You can play golf, go to parades, watch soccer, and go skiing, or do it all.
Anything you want is on the table.
That's right, Derek.
Including this, Chris. The 62nd annual Bighorn Outdoor Adventure Show is happening this weekend at the Spokane Fair and Expo Center. It runs until Sunday. You can grow your love for the outdoors, visit and shop hundreds of vendors, even go fishing at Fishing World, or stop by the shooting gallery.
Definitely bring your grandkids out here. It's a lot of fun.
For the times and the ticket information, just look for this story on KXLY.com.
It's a lot of noise, but I haven't heard exactly what we've done this wrong.
That's TikTok CEO Shao Chu on Capitol Hill expressing his disappointment in House lawmakers for passing the bill that could ban the app in the U.S. If the bill is signed into law, TikTok's Chinese parent company, ByteDance, would have about 6 months to sell the app. Today, a former cabinet member under the Trump administration says he's putting together a plan to buy it. CNN's Laura Aguirre has the story.
I'm going to put together a group to buy TikTok.
You're trying to buy TikTok?
I am.
It's the latest twist in the TikTok tug-of-war on who should or will control the wildly popular social media app in the U.S. Former Treasury Secretary under Donald Trump, Steven Mnuchin, on CNBC Thursday, unveiling his plan to make a bid, which could happen if a bill banning the Chinese-owned platform or forcing its sale in the U.S. makes it to President Joe Biden's desk. It passed the House with strong bipartisan support Wednesday.
This is a huge lever to affect elections, to carry out a communist government's nefarious plans.
ByteDance ownership of TikTok is a threat to the security of the United States.
The editor-in-chief of ByteDance is the secretary of the CCP cell embedded at the very highest levels of ByteDance to control all of its products, including TikTok.
National security concerns are the most common thread joining both sides of the aisle. Still, there were a few dozen holdouts in the House.
There are First Amendment implications at stake.
We want to ensure that TikTok is in the ownership of either an American company or a company in an allied country.
Mnuchin hasn't yet revealed how he'd finance the deal or how much he'd offer. But even to get there, the bill to force a sale needs to pass here.
We're going to allow the process to unfold as it should in the Senate.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Well, James Crumbley, the father of the Michigan school shooter who killed 4 of his classmates, has been found guilty of manslaughter. During the trial, prosecutors argued that Crumbley could have prevented the shooting by securing the gun used during the attack. They also said Crumbley failed to get his son help after he displayed warning signs, including violent drawings found on one of his math tests the day of the shooting. His wife, Jennifer Crumbley, was found guilty of the same charges just last month. Both of them are scheduled to be sentenced now on April the 9th. All right, WSU and Stanford are underway in the Pac-12 tournament in Las Vegas. Pretty decent start for the Cougs here.
Yeah, it's looking good for the Cougs so far. We have an update from that Pac-12 quarterfinal and what's at stake for the Cougars should they win. Next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Take advantage of the tax credits you can, including the annual Washington State Working Families Tax Credit. You can get money back on state taxes already paid. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Are you struggling to get through the day? Are you experiencing chronic pain, burning, numbness, and tingling in your hands or feet? Pay attention, because you are probably experiencing peripheral neuropathy. The most common symptoms are numbness, burning, muscle cramps, and problems with balance. Neuropathy is treatable, and our office can help. It's time to get real results. Pick up your phone and call us right now. If you're one of the first 25 callers, you'll receive a free nerve damage screening. This nerve damage screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious nerve damage and if you're qualified for our cutting-edge treatment program to stop the nerve damage. Don't wait until it's too late and your symptoms get so bad that you lose your freedom and are restricted to a wheelchair, walker, or need amputation. Call now to be one of the first 25 callers to receive a free nerve damage screening. Hurry, call now to find out if you qualify for our free nerve damage screening and see how we can change your life. It's time to feel better. Call today.
Are you tired of getting out of your car to open your gates? Would you like to control the access to your commercial property or business? Then call the experts at Northwest Fence to get a free estimate for your new automated gate. Nobody builds them better.
Spokane's hottest music.
Break me so done with you, girl. I've been popping, man, I feel just like a rock star.
Hot 96.9.
Introducing permanent year-round outdoor lighting. Heating, cooling, and electric.
Sign up for the 4 News Now playbook at KXLY.com.
Washington State men's hoops going head-to-head with Stanford right now in the Pac-12 quarterfinals. WSU was an 8-point favorite heading into tonight. Sports Director Julian Minnesota joins us in studio now with the latest update from Las Vegas.
Yeah, you know, it's tough to beat a team 3 times. That's what Washington State's trying to do tonight against the Cardinal. The Cougars are not in a must-win situation. They know they're in the NCAA tournament, but a good showing in the conference tournament could improve their seeding. The Cougars lead right now 37-22 there in the first half. Andre Yakumovsky, the sore shoulder is looking fine. He has 11 points to lead WSU. Washington State has won at least one conference tournament game in 3 of their last 4 seasons under head coach Kyle Smith. So they're trying to continue that trend. We will have highlights and post-game reaction for you tonight on Nightside. Now, if the Cougs win, they'll take on the winner of the nightcap between Colorado and Utah in the semifinals. As you could see, one side of the bracket is already set. Top seed Arizona will take on Oregon in the first semifinal tomorrow. WSU is looking to make it to the Pac-12 title game for the first time in program history. Now, Gonzaga women's basketball coach Lisa Fortier might need to make some extra room in that trophy case of hers. Fortier was named a semifinalist for the Naismith Women's Coach of the Year award. She led Gonzaga to a regular season WCC title and was named the WCC Coach of the Year for the 6th time in her career. Now, the finalists for the award will be announced on March 25th. And it looks like there's going to be a competition to see who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks next season. The Seahawks acquired quarterback Sam Howell in a trade with the Washington Commanders. Along with Howell, the Seahawks get a 4th-round draft pick and a 6th-round draft pick in exchange for a 3rd and 5th-round pick. Howell adds some depth to the Seahawks quarterback room after Drew Lock signed with the New York Giants in free agency. Howell and Geno Smith are now the only 2 quarterbacks on the roster, and he started in every game for the Commanders last season. He also led the league in total passes and finished with the 12th most yards in the NFL. Howell threw 21 touchdowns, but also threw a league most 21 interceptions. He was also sacked more than any other quarterback last year. But maybe, who knows, some talent around him with the Seahawks and trying to rebuild that roster under Coach McDonald. Maybe see what he can do, because Geno Smith had a little bit of a down year last year after having that comeback season. A Player of the Year award.
And I'm not going to lie and say I watched a lot of Commanders football, but I do play fantasy football, and he actually put up some decent fantasy numbers last year, so We'll see. All right, Julian, here's something you don't see every day. A tennis match in California had to be paused because of a swarm of bees. Oh. They were swarming the production crew's spider cam. Look at that. But they were all over the court. They eventually got the camera out of the way so that play could continue. And you can see in this video, one unlucky staff member had to use a vacuum to clear them all out. Wow.
I'm allergic to bees, so that's going to be a no-go for them.
All right. Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight as we head into a break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
On the hunt for your next ride? Come to Valley VIP Auto Sales with a wide variety of cars and trucks. We're here to help you find the perfect vehicle. You won't find a better deal anywhere else. Come find your next vehicle at Valley VIP.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction. Some bath remodels just cover up water damage. Fact. Bathfitter inspects and cleans your current tub area, and we make any necessary repairs before installing our product for a watertight fit. Bathfitter installations are built to last, with a lifetime warranty to fit your expectations. Get the bath that fits you. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
For a limited time, Pape Machinery is blowing out select model year 2023 inventory at dealer cost. Pick up a brand new John Deere compact tractor for a fraction of the original price. Stop by Pape Machinery Ag and Turf today to get started.
Lucky you. Ironstone Furniture and Fire has everything you need to furnish your home, including custom-made and one-of-a-kind furniture. Now on sale. Visit our family-owned furniture store today. Ironstone Furniture and Fire in Coeur d'Alene.
News. For years, Washington Realtors embraced some of the most consumer-friendly practices in the nation, putting fairness and transparency at the heart of the home buying process, providing clients with the duties of their real estate broker in the transaction, along with a written agreement explaining the cost of brokerage services, and receiving and signing this agreement up front. Now, these principles are not just industry standard, they're state law. Transparency in real estate, brought to you by Washington Realtors. Is your broker a realtor?
On the hunt for your next ride? Come to Valley VIP Auto Sales with a wide variety of cars and trucks. We're here to help you find the perfect vehicle. You won't find a better deal anywhere else. Come find your next vehicle at Valley VIP.
Next ET.
Did you watch Entertainment Tonight every day when you were a little kid?
Yes. Girls 5 Eva is back.
And we're spilling the ET.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
911, what's your emergency?
I can't find Captain Nash and his wife's cruise ship. If we're gonna make it out of here, we gotta work together.
911 comes to ABC tonight, 8/7 Central, and stream on Hulu.
All right, coming up tonight on Nightside, an opinionated cow crashed a wedding in England. The hilarious wedding video where he voices his objections.
I just wanted to show this gorgeous sunset one more time because it is such a pretty sky. We're going to have more of those in the forecast. A lot of sunshine, nice warming trend. We've got a lot of warming to do. We're going to warm more than 10 degrees by the time this little burst of spring is over with.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Julian, real quick, the Cougs in the Pac-12 quarterfinals trying to make it to the semis.
Yeah, they're up double digits right now. We're going to have highlights at 11.
All right. We'll see you at 11 as well. Have a great night, everybody, and thanks for joining us here on 4 News Now at 6.